1, 2, 3, 4. So, welcome Sanjita to Fitcom India's podcast, and it's been great to know you. We started through social media, and some messages were exchanged, and thought process थोड़ी सी similar लगी, and we connected, and then finally we are talking. And for the viewers, Sanjita is somebody who talks about gut health. She has her channel, her Instagram
Insta.
page, that is Gut Talks with Sanjita Singh now. So you can follow that. Everything starts with the first question, the journey, how it happened. आप पहले क्या करते थे और यहाँ पे किस वजह से आना हुआ? Yeah.
First of all, thank you so much for this invitation. And okay, so now about the journey. So, Nishant, I was a media person before getting into this career of health journey. So I was working with an educational company where I was a content creator and curriculum designer.
Okay.
And then I moved on with the Times of India, and then I got married and I moved to US after a certain time period, and I was working with a company there which was work from home, and I was writing one liners for them. Then came back to India, and then I was working for an airline media company wherein I was writing for national and international airline magazines and mall magazines. So this was something before I entered this journey of gut health. And so after my baby, so after my daughter's birth, one fine day, I just had this option that I have to resign it. And once I resigned, I had no regrets because I just knew that I have to raise her right in front of my eyes. I want to see how she grows. I don't want to miss any moment of
Wow.
her growth.
Wow.
So I had no regrets, but I believe it's a blessing in disguise that after her birth, I just had that idea of a new thing wherein I wanted to start my own magazine, and the magazine was health and lifestyle. I wanted to do something, app based, but I think it was beyond that.
But
So
I will interfere here, and I will ask you why this segment of health? Why not some other thing? कुछ
yeah, because
ऐसा
I was always into health
again,
and fitness.
so I'll interrupt again. So basically, ज्यादातर लोगों के साथ क्या होता है जब वो अपना करियर चेंज कर रहे होते हैं टू हेल्थ, इट इज मोस्टली अबाउट चेंजिंग देयर सेल्स फर्स्ट. कोई मोटे से बहुत पतला हो जाता है, या फिर कोई बहुत एनोरेक्सिया से कोई किसी और चीज में मूव कर जाता है.
Yeah.
सो ऐसा कुछ था जिसकी वजह से यू गॉट इनटू दिस स्पेस, या कुछ और वजह है इसके पीछे?
So I never had the tendency of gaining weight or something. As a child, I was always skinny. I was growing skinny. Rather, my mother fed me with a lot of medicines to put on weight. I think which did not work when they had to, and they did work a bit when I was, entering puberty.
ओके.
So, but वो धीरे धीरे जहाँ उसका असर खत्म हुआ, so I came back to my normal. But then, yeah, it left a mark in my body somewhere. Okay, that was also there, but still I was not concerned about it. How it started, it was, first with the nutrition part. So when my daughter was growing up, I wanted to cook for her. I was not a great cook, but yes, I was a good cook enough to feed someone happily with love. So I wanted to feed my daughter. I wanted to cook for her, and I also wanted to cook for my husband because my mother-in-law taught me that it's always a good feeling when you cook for your husband. So I just imbibed that thing inside, and I was like, okay, I'm going to learn it. So whenever I wanted to cook for my daughter, I did not know anything, something wherein I would feel that okay, this has the best ingredient, or things like something fancy, but I did not know how to do that. So, and then if we would go out, I would always see every dabba or everything that we order in has some other ingredient which is just not healthy for the child. It has a lot of sugar or a lot of preservatives, things like that. I would tell my mother-in-law, I want to cook like this, but then I don't know fancy cooking. I know very simple cooking. So she was like, okay, whatever, you just try it. Karte karte, I just tried things, and I had a habit of reading the nutrition labels all the time.
Wow.
And every time I would go out, read the label, or stand in the grocery store, I would just hate it. And then I just realized one thing, before my daughter's birth, when I was in US, there I saw that obesity is such a big problem. It's a disaster and nobody's talking about it.
Yep.
And there I realized, we should do something wherein, health is taken care of. The food really matters. So the same thing was on my mind then when I wanted to cook for my daughter or my husband back here. So I just realized that I want to study something which teaches me the right nutrition for them. So I was very much into fitness and nutrition, but I think still I was lagging somewhere, where I was not aware of certain things like the amount of protein or the carbs or fats or what are fibers or things like that. Basic schooling, education, everything was there, but still you lack certain things in the right amount. So then I just got into it, but it was just a bit of it, a bit of nutrition part.
So, in the US, when you were thinking about all these things, diabetes is a problem, everything is there. And then
Yeah.
you decided to come into this field and do something about it. Is that what you were trying to say?
Yeah, yeah. So then I knew nutrition a bit, but I still wanted to understand more of it. I thought I'm doing everything right, like everyone thinks, but still, while nursing my baby, I nursed my daughter for 3 years, and after 2 years, I realized something was going off with my health. Now, what was that? I was not able to get it, but I started researching a lot of things. And during that research, I wanted to meet my gynac. I went to her. I just told her that, I'm nursing from last 2 years. And she said, why are you nursing for so long now? I said, nobody stopped me and nobody guided me. I think I need to understand something is wrong with my health. I am so skinny that every person is telling me that you are losing weight. People gain weight after pregnancy. I hardly gained weight. And the moment my daughter was out of my stomach, I think I was back to my normal jean size, what it was pre pregnancy. So, I was becoming more skinny and I was like, something is wrong with me. I lack energy. I'm otherwise fine, but still I lack energy. Probably I had not slept for such a long time after her birth. I
Mm.
used to nurse her during the night time and for hours. So I think that was taking a toll on my health by the time she was 2 years, because I think that was high time. So then she suggested few tests, and apart from the test that she gave me, I said I think we should add some more tests. So then she asked me, "Are you a doctor yourself?" I said, "No, I'm not a doctor." So are you reading a lot on Google? I said, "No, I don't read Google also much, but yes, I do a lot of research. I read a lot of journals, and I want some tests to be done under your observation because I need right guidance. You being a doctor, I think you can guide me better." So she did my test, and I think my HbA1c was 5.6 that time. And probably that was only just showing me the symptoms wherein I was lacking energy. I wanted more meetha. I was never a meetha eater. I was not into too much of sweets. But yeah, occasionally I would say I would eat like twice, thrice a year. I was fond of, but not the way, I was eating after her birth. I just wanted to eat any sort of mithai or panjiri.
Mm.
And that was something which was not doing good to me. And I realized
And this was all happening in the States?
no,
No.
no, no. In India itself,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
In India itself, and after the second year of my daughter's birth. So I think she was 2.5 by that time when I went to the doctor. So she said immediately stop nursing her first, wean her off. So then I visited my mom's place, and therein she helped me with weaning her off. And slowly I was a little emotional at that point of time, because when you see a child crying and you're not able to feed the child now, and you feel that emotional touch is there as a mother. And but then I also noticed something from there on. That night I slept myself like a baby, like I used to sleep, and I felt so good when I woke up in the morning. I was energetic. I was fine. I was eating right. I was eating fine. I had no cravings for sweets or sugary stuff.
Right.
I think thereon I wanted to understand my health better. So it just went on. The journey started I did some courses on nutrition. Then I did not get my answers there also. I wanted to do more things. I wanted to go beyond the understanding of what is given in the books in a very shallow manner. So
बिल्कुल
I just wanted to dig deep and dive in that ocean to understand better.
एब्सोल्युटली तभी पता चलता है बहुत सारी चीजें बिकॉज बहुत सारे केसेस में ऐसा होता है नॉट जस्ट अबाउट न्यूट्रिशन इवन विद द एक्सरसाइज पार्ट आल्सो जब
Yes.
कुछ बुक्स पढ़ने के बाद हम लोग जाते हैं और हम लोग उसको अप्लाई करने की कोशिश करते हैं और रिजल्ट वैसा नहीं मिलता
Yeah.
तब हमें पता चलता है कि अरे थोड़ा सा और डीप जाने की जरूरत है अभी यहाँ पे और
Yeah.
न्यूट्रिशन तो खैर इतना वास्ट हो चुका है आज की डेट में दैट it's it's getting actually very a lot of confusion is there अभी जितनी ज्यादा इंफॉर्मेशन हो गई है उतना ही कंफ्यूजन भी क्रिएट हो गया है स्पेस के अंदर
Right. Right, Nishant.
एक बहुत ही अच्छा किसी का मीम था जो बनाया हुआ था आई डोंट नो इफ यू आर अवेयर ऑफ दैट तो उसमें किसी पर्टिकुलर एक इन्फ्लुएंसर ने लगाया हुआ था कि ओ स्टॉप ईटिंग सैलड तो उसने सैलड का बोल था वो उसने छोड़ दिया वो स्टॉप ईटिंग मीट उसने मीट का बोल था वो छोड़ दिया ये स्टॉप ईटिंग ग्लूटेन उसने ब्रेड छोड़ दिया हे स्टॉप ईटिंग राइस उसने राइस छोड़ दिया वो बर्फ खाने लग गया उसके बाद सो
Right.
उसने बोला यही एक चीज बची है मैं बर्फ खाता हूँ अब बैठ के कुछ तो अब है नहीं सो इस स्पेस के अंदर बहुत ज्यादा कंफ्यूजन क्रिएट हो चुका है
Correct. Correct.
पर्सनली मुझे जहां तक लगता है मुझे ये लगता है कि ये बहुत ही न्यूट्रिशन जितना आसान है उतना ही मुश्किल हो चुका है अब आज के डेट में
Mhm.
किसी के पास वो एक जवाब नहीं है जो किसी के पास होना चाहिए था बट
Right.
नॉनलेस
Yeah.
I'll move on to the next thing. Why did you choose the name Gut Talks?
Okay. So now, during the same journey, like I said, I wanted to dig deeper into the subject. So there was something which was troubling me in my health. I was always lean, whatever energy levels were better now, all the things were fine. But something which I was facing from a very long time was, a scalp issue. And that scalp issue was that I had some flaky scalp. So some parts of my scalp had become a little flaky.
Same
So
here.
now so I really wanted to understand that. And I think I must have met so many doctors, trichologists and dermatologists. I must have spent so much on, medicines and lotions and shampoos, but I never got any solution. I used to sit in the clinic and I used to ask so many questions. Should I leave this? Should I do that? Do I have autoimmunity? Do I have this? Should I go for this testing? And the doctor would always come up and say, no, you have to take medicines all your life. There is no solution for this. And you have to use these lotions forever, change the shampoos.
Oh,
But I was somebody who did not want to be in that medicinal dogmas. And I wanted to discover my health now in a better manner. कि
right.
ऐसा तो हो नहीं सकता. I will not accept. I'm not a person who's going to eat medicines all my life. So something just, struck my mind that time, that my father would always tell me that पेट से कुछ ये तो नहीं है, पेट से वो तो नहीं है. So whenever I had cough as a child, he would say, is your stomach fine? Did you poop well in the morning? Constipation तो नहीं है, things like that. So something clicked with me then. And I just thought that, I want to study what my papa would always talk about. Why he would always talk about gut, 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 stomach, stomach. ऐसा क्या है? उसमें करते करते I just went into it and I realized everything was inside me and I was just looking outside for solutions.
Hmm.
So I was amazed. I was like, सब problems तो मेरे पेट से ही चल रहा है और मुझे पता ही नहीं है. I am not able to digest this. I'm not able to digest that. I mean, I have certain allergies and I have no clue. Few allergies I think I could gauge when I was just in school and college. First of all, it was rice that I could not digest rice, and that I made it out that I had this when I was in school. Whenever I would eat rice, I used to have a bad stomach ache.
Ah, I see. So I was about to ask you, कैसे पता चला कि राइस डाइजेस्ट नहीं हो रहा है?
Yeah, because मुझे हमेशा stomach ache होता था, and my daddy would give me some sort of ajwain का पानी or something like desi medicine, and she would always ask me one thing that हमें तो कभी कोई बीमारी नहीं हुई है, तुम बच्चों को क्या हो रहा है? I would like, दादी सिर्फ राइस से ही तो होता है ना. But I would not understand that time as a child. So then I could understand. I think I was in my college when I realized that, this thing has happened with me, and I had a bad pain, and my father had to admit me in the hospital. And then and there, then I spoke to the gastro, and then we discussed, and the whatever he did, I don't even remember the test he did, but yes, the conclusion was rice and maida doesn't suit you. But I think it doesn't suit a lot of people. Maida doesn't suit a lot of people. Refined flour, even though I hardly had refined flour, but still sometimes on a birthday party or birthday cake or something like that, occasionally I would have tasted a Maggie. I think with my brother, I was never into eating junk, but my brother, he was a hostler, and whenever he would come, I would still take few bites with him, क्योंकि because उसको हमेशा होता था कि बहन मेरे साथ खाए. So that ways I would also get tempted. हाँ ये खा रहा है, so let me also try. So that time I got to know that this is the problem, and that's how I came into the gut talks, because I think everything started from the gut.
Hmm.
So when I studied the gut course and all, I got to know that there are tons of specialists outside, but all the specializations start from your gut only. Be it
बिल-
your thyroid gut connection, be it your mind gut connection, be it your skin gut connection. All these things, they start from your stomach.
बिल्कुल.
So
बट
that's how the gut talks.
ये थोड़ा सा मेरे लिए भी नया था टू हियर अबाउट दिस राइस एलर्जी,
Yeah,
बिकॉज हम सारे लोग नॉर्थ इंडिया में चाहे साउथ इंडिया के अंदर एवरीबडी ईट्स राइस.
yeah, yeah.
स्पेशली जैसे मैं बिहार से बिलोंग करता हूँ, हमारे घर में तो दाल भात जो प्रॉपर होता है वो
चलता
होता ही है, हम खाते ही हैं. तो मेरे को ग्लूटेन से एलर्जी रही है शुरू से,
है.
लेकिन पता नहीं था कि वो एलर्जी है, बिकॉज इट वाज सो गैसी, इट वाज सो गैस्ट्रिक एट वन पॉइंट कि मुझे नहीं पता था कि ये एलर्जी होती है. लोगों के हिसाब से तो ये नॉर्मल है, ये कॉमन चीज है.
Yeah,
राइस वाज समथिंग विच अभी मैं फर्स्ट टाइम मैं इसको सुन रहा हूँ.
yeah. Because मुझे खाते ही पेन हो जाता था.
So
So
did you
when you
try,
have immediate pain, that is an allergy.
but did you try changing the brand of the rice or something of that sort,
I
or?
tried a lot. So when I was in Times of India, I met a person who was into research
Hmm.
and research of rice. He was into agriculture, botany. And I spoke to him. I asked him, sir, this is the reason I have some issues with rice. And he told me, in India, we have so many types of rice. We
Hmm.
have a lot of variety of rice. So I did try one or two maybe, but it did not suit me.
Okay.
After that, then there was a fear inside, and the
Hmm.
way of cooking also I changed. Boiled rice or whatever, I was very fond of eating boiled rice. But
Okay.
then after that, pain, every time I would eat rice, I would have stomach ache, immediately stomach ache. And then I think I never did. My husband did not believe this. He took me to a party after our marriage, and then he said kuch nahi hoga, just try it. I said, no, you don't know what happens to me. He said, no, one bite for me. I was like, are you like kidding me? One bite for you? He said, no, just try. You know, it's psychological, but sometimes it's not psychological. People don't
Placebo.
understand. It was new for him. So, but then he did realize that he did a blunder by making me eat that.
Uh, like
Yeah.
my wife is allergic to mushrooms, so I
Okay.
make sure कि she makes sure, and हम कहीं भी जाते हैं तो the special instruction is
Mushrooms.
कोई भी मशरूम का कुछ भी नहीं होना चाहिए, ट्रेस तक नहीं होना चाहिए. वैरायटी ऑफ राइस इज वन थिंग, प्लस मुझे ये भी लगता है कि आजकल जिस तरीके से एग्रीकल्चरल प्रैक्टिसेस हो रही हैं उसके अंदर
Absolutely.
अभी जितना पॉपुलर हो गया, ग्लाइफोसेट हैज बिकम वन ऑफ द
Mm.
मेजर कल्प्रिट्स, एंड फॉर
Right.
ऑल द राइट रीजंस. मुझे लगता है कि बहुत सारी चीजें पेस्टिसाइड और इन सब के ट्रिगर की वजह से भी हो सकता है बॉडी के अंदर होती है, वी डोंट
Yeah.
नो. बट या द बेस्ट थिंग इज, जिस चीज से प्रॉब्लम हो रही है जस्ट रिमूव इट. सो यू डोंट ईट राइस, राइट? यू,
No, I don't eat
इट
rice.
हैज इट हैजंट येट रिजॉल्व्ड. जैसे मैं कभी कभार अगर अभी ग्लूटेन खा लेता हूँ, अगर इफ वंस इन अ व्हाइल, इट डज नॉट मेक दैट डिफरेंस. इट्स ओके फॉर मी, बट फॉर यू राइस इज अ प्रॉब्लम येट.
It is a problem. Yes.
ओके.
Yes.
नाउ
It is.
योर डैड यूज्ड टू आस्क यू कि कोई कॉन्स्टिपेशन तो नहीं है, कुछ नहीं है. So constipation is something which a lot of people face, and constipation by definition is something जहाँ पे अगर आपने 7 दिन तक, if you are not able to poop properly, then probably it becomes into constipating phase, कुछ इस तरीके से.
Yeah.
So how do you see constipation? In fact, I was reading कि जो डायरिया भी जो होता है, okay, that is a form of constipation only.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, So when you consult people, okay, so constipation या डायरिया इस तरीके के केसेस ज्यादा देखने को मिलते हैं?
Both. So I
Both.
have a lot of people who have basically constipation, bacterial overgrowths. So people come with me for IBS issues. They
Right.
have bacterial overgrowth, IBS, fungal overgrowth. So, heartburn,
Mm.
एंड किसी को कुछ भी खाते ही वॉमिट आ रहा है, या somebody comes to me and says I was on a keto diet and it did not suit me because I would just run to the loo all the time, डायरिया हो जाता था.
Right.
So किसी को स्किन इश्यूज है, रोजेशिया है, एक्जिमा है, such kind of people I am handling them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Bloating
how?
issues, a lot of bloating and thyroid issues. Also, people are coming to me for issues, because when you have a weak gut, it is very common to see, especially in ladies, that they have a lot of stress build up, and because of that stress, they have anxiety issues, they have panic attacks. They also have PMS issues, and then they have OCD issues also. And OCD is not a good thing.
फैंटास्टिक, इससे एक पॉइंट मुझे याद आया. आई वाज रिसेंटली वाचिंग अ पॉडकास्ट, वेरी वेरी गुड गाय. उसमें एक चीज का जिक्र हुआ था दैट स्पेशली फॉर फीमेल्स दैट मैरिज इज समथिंग व्हिच अफेक्ट्स गट हेल्थ. और
Absolutely.
और ये बात मेरे दिमाग में नहीं पल्ले पड़ी कि मैरिज का कॉन्स्टिपेशन या गट हेल्थ से क्या रिलेशन हो सकता है. बट देन दैट लेडी, शी मेड मी अंडरस्टैंड, मतलब वैसे. और मेरे को लगा कि वो इतना मतलब रिलेशन है इस चीज का. व्हाट डू यू हैव टू से अबाउट दैट?
I would say any toxic relationship, not just marriage, any toxic relationship.
राइट.
Because I have people wherein there are kids also
या.
who have constipation issues, young growing teen girls, they have constipation issues, they have PCOS, they have this pain during the periods. They have a lot of issues like that. They have hair on the chin right from this age of 13, 14, which is not a healthy sign. A
राइट.
9-year-old girl who's starting her periods, that is very unhealthy. 9 is no age to start your periods ideally, but nowadays this is happening. This is a reality.
या. या.
So, and stress, I would say it really matters a lot. At times, I have children who say my mother is super strict. She restricts me from even talking to certain people in the classroom. So,
राइट.
they get scared somewhere, and they have constipation issues. They have heart headaches, and they have pain in the stomach while eating food. They have bouts of vomiting and at times diarrhea. That happens with a woman. That happens with women also who get married at times. Post marriage stress is very common in women, so they often come and they say, when I do the consultation and I understand their background, their history of anything, disease or whatever it is, so I come to understand their emotional and mental health, wherein before marriage their gut is absolutely fine, they are happy, they're chirpy, and after marriage they are more conscious, and उनको या तो डायरिया हो रहा है, या फिर उनको कॉन्स्टिपेशन हो रही है, उनको स्किन इश्यूज हो रहे हैं शादी के बाद, जो शादी से पहले होते नहीं. एंड शादी के बाद दे आर लाइक, शादी से पहले वी वर थिन और वी वर क्वाइट फाइन, अगर मोटे भी थे वी वर हेल्दी, वी वर इंटरनली फिट. बट नाउ पोस्ट मैरिज और एनी टॉक्सिक रिलेशनशिप, दे हैव लॉट ऑफ हेल्थ इश्यूज. थायराइड हो गया, उनको पता नहीं है, बट दे हैव सब क्लिनिकल थायराइड. और थिंग्स लाइक वेर दे गॉट PCOS, पहले नहीं था, शादी के बाद PCOS हो गया, और प्रेगनेंसी के बाद थायराइड हो गया, या फिर लॉट ऑफ क्रेविंग्स हो गई, बॉडी फैट इंक्रीज हो गया, थिंग्स लाइक दैट इज वेरी कॉमन. And especially constipation issue is something which I see a lot in women. Constipation, anxiety, OCD is too much in women after marriage.
So compared to males, females, they have constipation. They report constipation more to you. That's what
Yes.
experience is.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
चाहे वो सिंगल हो, चाहे वो मैरिड हो, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter. But
So,
females,
so single at times, if they have fear of the parents or the society or somebody in the office, something like that. Before marriage, ये है issue single के, and post marriage, either you are not getting along with your mother-in-law or anybody in the in-laws side, or with the husband, something or other, your tuning is not good. So वो issues are रहे.
या बिकॉज मैं जिस पॉडकास्ट में सुन रहा था उसमें दैट लेडी डॉक्टर उसने सीधा सीधा ये बोला कि भाई गट हेल्थ इज बिकॉज ऑफ पेट्रियार्की एंड
Okay.
माय माइंड वाज ब्लोन। मैंने कहा पेट्रियार्की का क्या इसका रिलेशन है? बट देन शी मेड मी अंडरस्टैंड वहां पे कि भाई एवरीथिंग इज रिलेटेड, बिकॉज हर चीज कहीं ना कहीं आपको कंट्रोल कर रही है, स्ट्रेस दे रही है। यू आर
Yeah.
बी आपको ये इसी तरीके से बिहेव करना है, आपको ऐसे ही करना है, आपको ऐसे ही बाहर जाना है। ये सारी चीजें ओवरऑल एक स्ट्रेस का फैक्टर क्रिएट करती
Right.
हैं, देन दैट कैन
Right.
लीड टू कॉन्स्टिपेशन एंड इट वाज अमेजिंग। सो कमिंग फ्रॉम यू अगेन, आई मीन इट्स वेरी कन्विंसिंग नाउ कि ऐसा होता है। मैं
Yeah. Yeah. It's very common.
या
And
और
not just, and Nishan, not just young ladies. I mean, I have ladies in 30s and 40s, which is okay. I mean, but I even have ladies who are in their late 60s and 70s. They have constipation issues. And it all started either after the birth of the child or after marriage. Even if they had a happy marriage after the birth of the child, something or the other. Probably, sometimes parents are too much type of, they are trying to be helicopter parents with the kids. एंड तब ये कुछ ना कुछ इश्यूज आने लगते हैं. सो आई थिंक कहीं ना कहीं वो स्ट्रेस लेवल्स इंक्रीज होने लगते हैं फिर.
explain the term helicopter parents, please.
Which wherein you are all the time standing or thinking about your child. You just want to know उसने क्या खाया, क्या किया, वो ठीक है कि नहीं, वो सामने भी खड़ा है तो गिर ना जाए, उसने खाना खा लिया. I see a lot of mothers, just running after the child. खा लो, खा लो, खा लो. Even if
Right.
they're not hungry, they want to force feed the child. ये खा लो, आधा घंटा नहीं हुआ फिर कुछ और खा लो. I mean, I don't understand why. You are rather giving stress to your child only. You are
Absolutely.
not helping your child. You are giving stress to your child. The child is not hungry, but the mother thinks the child is hungry, which I understand from the mother's point of view. But please try to listen to your child. Motherhood is not just feeding the child or taking care of the child in the aspect wherein, you're making the child wear clothes or help him. You got to listen to the child. You got to observe the child. You got to sit with the child or leave the child alone and observe them and
Absolutely.
listen to them. They
But
demand this. Once you understand this, you will be able to understand their pattern. I think apart from nutrition in the books, theoretical, I learned more from my daughter by observing her right from her birth. When
right.
she wanted me to nurse her, when she wanted me to wean her off, her reaction that point of time, and when I had to introduce solid food to her, when she wanted, when she refused, how much food did she reject? I think I learned from her. I always believe that, there is, wisdom and there is knowledge. And there is another gap between knowledge and wisdom, which is called experience. I
Right.
think I became more experienced after giving birth to my daughter. I think she made me a better nutritionist or a gut health coach than the books that I studied. Because
Abs-
I would observe her and I would understand how a human being is growing and what is the demand of a human.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, कमिंग टू दिस, एक चीज, एक टॉपिक है जो को रिलेट अभी मेरे से हो रहा है, दैट इज द ईटिंग हैबिट्स इन किड्स।
Hmm.
आज की डेट में जितने भी इनफैक्ट गुड़गांव के स्कूलों के अंदर तो मुझे पता ही है, देर आर कैफेज, यू नो और सीसीडीज। हमारे यहाँ पे, चलो हमारे टाइम में, हमारे स्कूल में, मैं तो सरकारी स्कूल से पढ़ा हूँ, तो वहाँ पे कैंटीन होती थी और कैंटीन में आपको ब्रेड पकोड़े समोसे ये सब मिल जाते थे, छोले चावल राजमा चावल। बट वी वर नॉट ईटिंग द काइंड ऑफ प्रोसेस्ड फूड एट दैट पॉइंट। और
Yeah.
मेरे को जब मैं याद करता हूँ अपने टाइम पे, तो मुझे ये याद आता है कि हमारी क्लास में 6 7 के आसपास की मैं बात कर रहा हूँ,
Hmm.
मोटे बच्चे नहीं होते थे। मुझे सिर्फ एक ही मोटा बच्चा याद है पूरे हमारे उसमें, जिससे सब लोग छेड़ाखानी करते थे, वो एक अलग बात है। बट आज के टाइम में सिनेरियो बिल्कुल चेंज हो चुका है। आज के
Yeah.
टाइम में गुड़गांव के स्कूलों के अंदर कैफेज बन चुके हैं, और कुछ ऐसे स्कूल्स भी हैं जिनका मैं नाम नहीं लूंगा, जहाँ पे मेरे कुछ क्लाइंट्स के बच्चे पढ़ते हैं, और वहाँ पे आपको घर का खाना ले जाना अलाउड नहीं है।
Okay.
आपको वहीं से खाना पड़ेगा, बिकॉज दे हैव देयर ओन सिस्टम। आपको
Yeah.
इतने बजे
Yeah.
नाश्ता मिलेगा, आपको 11
That's it.
बजे लंच मिलेगा, फिर 2 बजे कुछ और स्नैक मिलेगा, और उनका अपना मेन्यू है। एंड इट्स टोटली, इट्स नॉट अ नॉन वेजिटेरियन मेन्यू, इट इज
Yeah.
प्रोबब्ली एग। आपको एग मिल जाएगा, शायद एक अंडा कुछ ऐसा मिल जाएगा।
Okay.
अदरवाइज वो आपका पूरा वेजिटेरियन मेन्यू है, सब
Yeah,
कुछ, एवरीथिंग.
yeah,
सो
yeah.
मुझे लगा कि ये थोड़ी सी ज्यादती है. आई मीन आई अंडरस्टैंड मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल अराउंड अस दे आर वेजिटेरियंस, and when we say vegetarian, it is not that they're eating the right stuff. They are
Yeah.
mostly eating the wrong stuff only in the
Yeah,
vegetarian.
I think vegetarian is, just a term for them, but they are eating more of junk and more
Oh,
of, food from the packets.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
What do you have to say about that? Because now, I mean, you have a daughter and school jana और ये सारी चीजें. How do you manage that? How do you take care of that?
Yeah, so right now I give her the tiffin, but yes, once she's in grade one, they also have a system wherein, you are not allowed to bring from home. But I am, in the process of talking to the principal about that part also.
Ah,
And I am not in favor of the menus that they set up. I am just not in the favor because I remember when I had to get her admission in the school, my first question was, tiffin school se to nahi milega? Matlab, and if you're giving the food, what is the menu and what is the oil? What is the quality of oil you're using?
yes, yes,
So
yes.
with people, they get, kind of, they feel humiliated and they don't like it, and they just tell us that we are using good quality oil. But then I have a very simple question, and I ask them in a very humble and a polite manner. I know good quality, but what is the quality of the oil? I would like to see. But nobody, wants to show
Good quality safola.
that. Yeah, right.
So this is a scary situation. और ये एक मोनोपोली टाइप की स्कूल्स की हो गई है, and they don't
Yeah,
listen. और ये मेरे
they
को
are business people now.
absolutely, yes,
Yeah.
yes, it's sad. So what do you
Yeah.
typically feed your kid?
So I give her eggs, I give her vegetables, I give her paneer, but paneer is something that she doesn't like.
I'm like,
So
okay,
I try to give her, but once she rejected, twice she rejected. So I'm like, okay, no. So whenever my mother comes here and the form of paneer that she eats, so sometimes she likes, so she eats. Otherwise, she doesn't like paneer. She loves eating mutton. She loves eating fish. She's very fond of mutton and fish. Apart
wow,
from that, she's like, okay, yeah, she's fond of kebabs.
fantastic.
And yeah, vegetables she does eat, but she's not very fond of, so I don't even force.
Okay,
So
and
rice, yes, sometimes she does eat rice. She goes for swimming. She's fond of eating good fruits. So yeah, then I strategically, design her menu that before swimming and post swimming, how to give her food. She drinks milk. She's fond of drinking milk, and I get raw milk for her.
wow,
So yeah, yeah,
fantastic. Raw milk is something which I पिछले 2 सालों से तो मेरा बहुत अच्छा चल रहा है विद द रॉ मिल्क. आई हैव
yeah,
फाउंड अ लॉट ऑफ लव फॉर रॉ मिल्क, एंड अनफॉर्चुनेटली सब कुछ पैकेज्ड है आज की डेट में. और
absolutely.
हाँ, मतलब पैस्चराइज्ड 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 पैस्चराइज्ड
Yeah,
एवरीवेयर, डबल
yeah,
होमोजेनाइज्ड पैस्चराइज्ड, और पता नहीं क्या क्या प्रोसेसेस लगा दिए हैं. और जितना मैं इसके बारे में पढ़ रहा हूँ अबाउट द रॉ मिल्क एंड हाउ पैस्चराइजेशन केम इनटू द प्रोसेस, उतना ही मुझे लग रहा है कि कैसे वापस ठीक होगा सब कुछ
yeah, yeah.
इंफॉर्मेशन के साथ. हाउ आर वी गोइंग टू डू दैट? बट देन इट्स ठीक है, वन डे एट अ टाइम वाली थिंग है. सो व्हेन पीपल अप्रोच यू फॉर यू नो मोस्टली फॉर, मेरे को ऐसा नहीं लगता कि लोग ज्यादातर ऐसे ही आते होंगे, अरे गट टॉक्स है तो सिर्फ मैं गट रिलेटेड प्रॉब्लम होगी तभी मैं जाऊंगा संजीता के पास. ऐसा नहीं होता होगा. लेट्स से किसी को माइग्रेन है फॉर इंस्टेंस, एंड कांस्टेंट एक माइग्रेन का इशू है. अगर वो आपके पास आते हैं, हाउ डू यू कनेक्टेड टू द थिंग्स, हाउ डू यू हेल्प देम इफ somebody is coming with constant complain of getting migraine, or migraine is just one example. क्या पता
Yeah.
किसी को बहुत ज्यादा जुकाम रहता हो, बहुत उसमें लंबे वक्त क्रोनिक कोई प्रॉब्लम हो किसी को. हाउ डू यू हेल्प देम?
So people basically understand, gut something, maybe a belly fat कम होता है या गट के ये इश्यूज ज्यादा होते हैं. सो पीपल अंडरस्टैंड इट दैट वे. अभी भी इसकी अवेयरनेस नहीं है. सो पीपल कम टू मी वेट लॉस के लिए, and then I tell them it's not just weight loss. I don't believe in weight loss. I believe in fat loss first of all, and that will be a byproduct if you are internally healthy, internally fit. So then I understand their lifestyle and we talk about their lifestyle. I understand their mental health, their emotional health, and everything comes in that. and I ask them certain set of questions. Then I try to check the parameters, I read the reports, blood markers, and then accordingly I try to help them. And this helps them to lose weight also. And then they're like, oh yeah, हमें ये problem भी है, वो problem भी है. Because when I read their blood markers, then I tell them, आपको ये भी है, आपको वो भी है. And while discussing their lifestyle, then you get to know so many things that apart from this, इनको ये है, and we connect the dots, ये क्यों है, things like that. And then majorly people then, at the end they do suffer from gut health issues, a lot of gut issues like bloating. Bloating is a major reason that people come to me for, that बहुत bloating होती है, ये probiotic खाया, ये prebiotic, it's not helping me, और उसके बाद फिर हो गया. So such things, they do come with such kind of issues also.
Now you're opening Pandora's box for me, and I have got many questions. So question prebiotic or probiotic के ऊपर है. So
Yeah,
let's throw that to you now. Uh,
yeah.
Prebiotic, for example, एक बहुत ही famous brand है. Okay.
Probiotic.
Probiotic, yes.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
क्या difference है उसमें, मतलब में या फिर किसी और brand में?
It's just a sugar solution, nothing else. It is
So
not going to help anyone.
so उसके अंदर जो लिखा रहता है, I mean, I know for sure what you're saying is right, but for the people who are watching this, जब वो लोग पीते हैं, वो ये सोच के पीते हैं कि भाई ये तो प्रोबायोटिक है, वो पेट ठीक कर देगा हमारा.
Hmm.
उसके क्या साइड इफेक्ट ज्यादा हैं बजाय इसके कि उसकी पॉजिटिव इफेक्ट ज्यादा है उसके?
So I'll give you my example. Okay.
Yeah.
So when I tried it first, because I wanted to try that what exactly is, with it had become really a popular drink. So
Right.
my brother-in-law would have it, and I would like, ये क्या पीता रहता है? I want to see what it is. So he's like, भाभी दूध का ही है, आप try करो. You are fond of milk, so you try it. I'm like, okay, fine. So when I tried it, I never had bloating in my life. I did not even know what bloating is. When I tried it, I felt bloated. I felt like, my stomach is little popping out. So I was like, there is something wrong with this. It's not helping me.
Right.
So then my husband said, इसको तो कुछ मत दिया कर, anything junk or things like this, they will not suit your bhabhi's gut. So I'm like, okay, don't make fun of me right now. But then again, I wanted to try after a few days.
Yeah.
I tried it again. I got bloated again. So therein I understood that something is wrong here. Probably the amount of sugar, and I was not used to that much of sugar. So it was disturbing my gut. And I believe that drink is actually sugar only. So when people are having a lot of, refined carbs or sugary products like these, they do have a disturbed gut. Dysbiosis जिसे हम कहते हैं, so वो उनका होता है और वही मेरे साथ हुआ. So I am just not in favor of it all. And
SP.
I believe probiotics just ऐसे ही नहीं consume करने चाहिए. Either you've had a lot of antibiotics in the past, so then आपको दिया जाता है probiotic. Or
Yeah.
if you really have, a case of IBS, IBD, or things like that, wherein you actually need a probiotic, then it is required. But probiotic is not something you can just pop in like that. आजकल इतनी ads आ रही हैं, probiotic for this, for weight loss, for particular things, because हमें पता है कि lifestyle diseases हैं या लोगों को fitness का ये interest है, so they are selling in that sense. So marketing is also happening in the manner wherein this is for losing your weight, this is helping for your IBS, this is helping for constipation, things like that. And I believe here it is more of psychological. People think ये हम लेंगे, it is going to help. And लोग लेते भी हैं और ले भी रहे हैं. I know few people who are taking it. I don't know how it helps them, but they feel happy. So I'm like, okay. But then it comes with a lot of ingredients, which actually, they don't know. Are you teaching about the ingredients? You're selling your probiotic, but do you even know what ingredients you are adding? And the buyer doesn't know if we should really have this probiotic or no. They are just reading the label. It is for losing weight, or it is for constipation, or bloating issues. So hum le lete. But what are the ingredients? How many strains are there? You don't even know about it. Is
Yes.
your doctor prescribing you? Is your doctor even telling you, or any health practitioner of yours is prescribing you? No. People just want to buy it like any other candy in the market. So I am not in favor like that.
वेट लॉस दिख जाए, आप कुछ भी भेज दो, शराब भी पी लेंगे लोग वेट लॉस.
Yeah.
सो ये बहुत अच्छा बताया आपने, प्रीबायोटिक एंड प्रोबायोटिक बोथ आर डिफरेंट। क्या वैसे डिफरेंस क्या है? प्रोबायोटिक इज यू सपोज टू टेक इट
So
इफ
they are the live bacteria. Probiotic is the live bacteria, and prebiotic is your fertilizer for the bacteria.
ओके
उनका
ओके
खाना है, उनका खाना है. सो आई बिलीव अगर आप वॉक करते हैं तो वो आपका नेचुरल प्रोबायोटिक है. यू डोंट नीड एनीथिंग एल्स.
राइट 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 दैट्स सो
आपको वही इफेक्ट आएगा पेट में वॉक करने के बाद जो आपको एक प्रोबायोटिक के बाद आएगा. अगर आपको मोशन नहीं आ रहा तो वॉक कीजिए, आपको मोशन भी आएगा. बेली ब्लोटेड है तो भी वॉक करेंगे तो आपको बेली आपका फ्लैट ही लगेगा.
बिल्कुल।
So,
बहुत
it
सारे
is something wherein you have to take effort. In probiotic, you just have to pay money and it's an easy solution. Sit and drink it.
व्हेन व्हाट अबाउट पीपल स्मोकिंग एंड पोपिंग? क्या है उसके पीछे रीजन कि जब तक सिगरेट नहीं पीऊंगा तब तक नीचे उतरेगा?
Yeah, yeah,
ये
yeah, yeah.
है
So
क्या
just like
निकोटीन
that.
का कनेक्शन?
Absolutely, yeah.
एनी कनेक्शन विद निकोटीन एंड poop?
I have no idea. I have no idea. I've never tried, so I have no idea.
मे बी प्लेसिबो और साइकोसोमैटिक।
I think so. That is the same thing here also because smoking is not going to help you ever.
या सो दैट्स अ गुड पॉइंट। वॉकिंग वॉकिंग का अभी आजकल तो बहुत ज्यादा अप हो गया मार्केट, और पीपल आर वॉकिंग विच इज वेरी गुड। इनफैक्ट रिसेंट अभी जस्ट थोड़ी देर पहले ही मैंने समथिंग विच इज आउट ऑफ कॉन्टेक्स्ट ऑफ आवर टॉक हियर, सो फोम रोलिंग के ऊपर मैंने अभी एक रील डाली है। फोम रोलिंग के अंदर भी यही मैंने बताने की कोशिश करी है कि आप जितना इसको ऊपर रगड़म पट्टी कर रहे हो, उससे अच्छा अगर आप चल लोगे ना तो आपकी बहुत सारी प्रॉब्लम्स वैसे ही खत्म हो जाएंगी, तो आपको फोम रोलिंग की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी।
Yes,
Same is with gut health also, walking or any kind of movement for that matter. I mean, it helps a lot in the digestive process, right? Am I
yes,
right? Yeah.
yes,
Correct
absolutely.
me if I'm wrong. So, uh, uh, now the next question which I wanted to know is there any general tip for people to keep their gut health in a good place?
Yeah, cut on smoke, cut on alcohol. I mean, cut means completely quit it.
अच्छा।
So no refined carbs, no sugar, start sleeping on time. People don't value the time of sleep. They think रात के 12 बजे भी सो गए तो it's okay. But there is a colony of bacteria which is inside you and उनको अंधेरा चाहिए. They want night time as they understand the clock. There is a clock which is, inside and they understand it. It's circadian rhythm and they want to sleep. So if you are not sleepy by the time, there is sunset, uske thodi der baad, there is something wrong with you. So I believe one should understand the importance of sleep, sleep on time, wake up on time, be well hydrated, exercise karo, koi bhi form ki karo, but movement karo. That is very important.
बिल्कुल।
And add some fermented vegetables. One really needs to add quality protein, good amount of protein, and healthy fats to the diet, which are going to help you to keep your gut healthy.
फैंटास्टिक। इसमें एक चीज मैं और पूछना चाहूंगा कि व्हेन यू से नाइट टाइम एंड स्लीप, सो लेट्स से somebody sleeps at 10:30, ओके, यूजुअली, पर वो कंटिन्यूअसली लेट्स से 3-4 दिन 5 दिन 12 12:30 1 बजे सो रहे हैं, डज दैट इम्पैक्ट देयर हंगर? डज दैट इम्पैक्ट देयर ग्रेलिन एंड लेप्टिन हॉर्मोन्स का प्रॉब्लम उसमें
It
समझ?
will, yeah, it will impact their gut health, their hunger levels, their cravings the very next day, not just 3 4 days. Next day se shuru ho jayega. Provided that person should know how to listen to the gut. Your gut is actually talking. The gut talks. The gut really talks. So one has to listen to the gut. कि आज मेरे साथ ऐसा क्यों हुआ? How conscious a person is, how mindful a person is. If you are, you will understand. अगले दिन ही आपको cravings भी होंगी. आप अगर मीठा नहीं भी खा रहे हैं आपका मन करेगा मीठा खाने का and you will go out of the way to eat anything.
So
So and
when
if you
you
continue this thing that sleeping late, it is going to impact your gut a
okay,
big time.
so
Yeah.
when you say meetha, so do you mean like sweet or maybe something carbohydrate in connection with fat? मतलब वो जो एक
Yeah,
कॉम्बिनेशन
yeah, absolutely. Like people come and tell me, हमें तो रात को मिठाइयाँ चाहिए होती हैं, or we need, a bite of a cake or any sugary stuff. So this is all refined carbs. So they want it. Any sort of candy, they want it.
नो सो लेट्स से फॉर एग्जांपल मैं जैसे अपने घर के अंदर देखता हूँ और मैं ये देखता हूँ कि बिल्कुल मीठे की क्रेविंग नहीं है लेकिन दे वांट टू ईट समथिंग लाइक वो आलू भुजिया ऑफ बीकानेर बीकानेर के आलू भुजिया नमकीन जो होते हैं वो वाले वही खाए जा रहे हैं जी मूंग दाल खा रहे हैं वही वाली सो समथिंग ऑफ दैट सॉर्ट सो लोगों के दिमाग में वो मीठा नहीं है लोगों के दिमाग में वो नमकीन है बेसिकली
So
यू
the
नो
taste bud also varies. So किसी को
हाँ
मीठा चाहिए, किसी को नमकीन चाहिए, but ये नमकीन आपको न्यूट्रिएंट नहीं प्रोवाइड कर रहा. It is
एब्सोल्युटली
not nutrient dense. It is just giving you calories, but
नहीं पर
no nutrition.
पर मूंग दाल में तो प्रोटीन होता है
क्या प्रोटीन होता है? डर्टी सीड ऑयल होता है ना. प्रिजर्वेटिव्स होते हैं.
100 ग्राम के अंदर उसमें लिखा होता है मूंग
पैकेट से निकला हुआ.
प्रोटीन है
So if I hold a packet, I can read which oil they're using and how they are. We don't even know the method of cooking.
हाँ
So that is not going to help anyone.
अच्छा चलो ये भी
आप
एक
कच्चा पनीर रखिए फ्रिज में, आप कच्चा पनीर रखिए, वो खाते रहिए. बट nobody will want to have that.
हाँ
I have
नो
never heard people saying, मेरे को रात को 12 बजे अंडे खाने का मन कर रहा था, या रात को 12 बजे I wanted to feel like, eat paneer or chicken.
हाँ
People want to just munch on. People will tell me,
okay.
Sanjita, can I have makhana at 12 baje raat ko? I'm like, no. Why? At 12, why do you want to have makhana? Why are you awake also? Why are you not sleeping?
तो
You know,
मखाने में क्या प्रॉब्लम है मखाना तो बहुत लाइट होता है
but it is high in carbs. And why do you need it in the night? What are you doing in the night? You just have to eat and go off to sleep and store it as fat.
पर रात में बहुत सारे क्रिएटिव लोगों का दिमाग तो रात में ही चल रहा होता है ना आर्टिस्ट वगैरह सपोजिटली
तो
तो
वो हार्मोन हेल्थ से खराब भी हो रहा होता है. Gut health से भी खराब हो रहा होता है. So that's why students suffer. Young girls are suffering these days. They have a lot of PMS issues because then they are saying हम रात को पढ़ाई करते हैं. We studying till late night and then in the morning what are they doing in the school? I don't understand. Even though I have done that at one point of my life near the exams, not every day, but just near the exams, but for a few hours. I would sleep by 11:30, wake up early morning and study. But still now, when I connect certain things, I do realize that, some health issues were there, but I did not feel it much. Probably my diet was fine, but then the stress of studies that caused, certain things in the body, which that point of time I was not aware of.
या सो मेरे को वी ऑल हैव डन दिस आई मीन एग्जाम के टाइम पे या कॉलेजेस के टाइम पे वो जो
Yeah.
वन नाइट स्टडी होती है जिसमें आपको सब पढ़ना होता है वो
Yeah.
हमने किया लेकिन मुझे अगेन आई एम सेइंग बिकॉज मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि फीमेल्स दे सफर अ लॉट मोर दैट वे कंपेयर टू मेन मुझे ऐसा लगता है पर्सनली कि उनको जैसे बताया पीएमएस इशू या फॉर एग्जांपल हेडेक something of that sort they just go through a little more than what guys go through is that correct
Somewhere it is because, they think a lot. Some guys also overthink at
yeah
times. They also think a lot. But women have the tendency to think a lot. And then they keep it to themselves. They'll keep brewing inside for days. ऐसा क्यों हुआ वैसा क्यों हुआ because that is what I talk to a lot of people. I talk to them and I understand them that they'll keep thinking about a certain thing which is now a past. And I tell them, past is past. Let it go. So once you release it, you are free. And please focus on yourself. Focus on the moment that you have. That
right
is important. Gratitude is important. That helps you a lot. Because when you have gratitude, your breath changes. And when your breath changes, your gut health also changes.
एब्सोल्युटली ये बहुत अच्छा पॉइंट बोला है ब्रीदिंग का एसोसिएशन विद गट हेल्थ इज ट्रिमेंडस विद
Yeah.
ऑल स्टडीज कमिंग इन सो अब मैं लास्ट के बिल्कुल हम लोग मैं एक दो चीजें और जानना चाहता हूँ पहला ये कि हाउ इम्पोर्टेंट इज नाउ ऑब्वियसली अभी यू जस्ट सेड कि कट आउट ऑन स्मोक एंड अल्कोहल एंड ऑल दैट बट लेट्स सपोज इफ somebody especially when it comes to females if they are drinking alcohol or probably smoking also how does that let's say and they are doing it every day like just one drink let's suppose how bad is that
It is bad because then at one point of time in their life, say post 40s or late 40s, they start giving, they start showing those health issues. They either have issues of fibroids, वो कभी भी हो सकते हैं, or cyst somewhere in the body, or progesterone and estrogen के levels खराब होने लगते हैं body में, sagging skin issues होने लगते हैं. A lot of things happen because of the rise in estrogen in body, which they're not able to flush out, and then they have either constipation issues or diarrhea or mix. Stress factor उनकी body में ज़्यादा होने लगता है. Then they, have a lot of belly fat later in their life,
So,
which they would not have it otherwise when they were young.
so what do you want to say to those women or maybe even men also, but कि हम लोग तो वर्कआउट भी करते हैं लेकिन हम लोग फिर हमें शराब भी पीनी है.
So I see a lot of people in the gym जो पीते भी हैं और फिर अगले दिन ट्रेडमिल के ऊपर एक एक घंटा भाग रहे होते हैं, पर पेट वहीं का वहीं होता है.
बिल्कुल
I
बिल्कुल
see their hanging bellies very much there. I see their chest. I mean, just like a woman's breast. So that
गायनेकोमेस्टिया.
is not healthy. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. So that is not healthy. So,
कम.
this is
सो वो
this
जो
is something I see often.
सो वो जो दिमाग के अंदर है कि अरे हम लोग एक्सरसाइज करके इसको नेगेट कर देंगे उसके साइड इफेक्ट्स, इट्स नॉट ट्रू. दैट्स व्हाट यू आर
No,
ट्राइंग टू
no, yeah, yeah. पहले मुंह बंद करना सीखिए.
से.
गलत खाने से, गलत पीने से.
बिल्कुल
No,
बिल्कुल.
I just have one question, Nishant.
या.
Once I think I bumped into something wherein I had a chance to see the cigarette box. So now it is written there, cigarette smoking is injurious to health. So when the government itself is writing that, then why can people understand that it is actually injurious to health?
And
And
that's
what are
what.
you getting? Ash, nothing else.
That's how marketing works. That's how the
Yeah,
psychology works.
yeah,
उसमें
yeah. I mean, I
सड़ा
see
हुआ सा
people.
वो सड़ा हुआ सा आदमी भी बना होता है जिसके पता नहीं क्या क्या दिखा रहा
Yeah, it is so bad. It's horrible sight, I swear. I got scared when I saw that.
है. So यही साइकोलॉजी, मार्केटिंग वाले सारी यही सब साइकोलॉजी अपनाते हैं, एंड देन दे डू इट, एंड इट्स देयर समथिंग व्हिच इज एडिक्टिव. इट्स एडिक्टिव. आप उसको कितना भी कर लो, शराब और सिगरेट और ये सारी चीजें, आप कुछ कर ही नहीं
Yeah.
सकते. दिस इज.
I I come across people who tell me, Sanjita, हम नॉनवेज नहीं खा सकते हैं, लेकिन हम पीते हैं. So please allow us one alcohol this week because my husband wants to, or my wife likes, so or we both like, so we want a company. But
राइट.
don't tell us to have this. And sometimes people are like, you are giving us too much of protein. So please tell us what is the vegetarian protein that we can have to cut down on the animal protein. Or, things like savan chal raha hai, we can have one drink, but no non-veg. So I tell them, please understand, everyone has a dietary boundary, which I respect,
यस.
but diet is a health tool. It's not a religion. So don't mix it with religion. Religion is different. You have your spiritual understanding, you have your spiritual journey, whatever you believe in, you have your faith, but don't mix diet, spirituality, and religion.
सो
Diet is a tool.
So how do you tackle such clients if they are asking कि मुझे शराब चाहिए ही चाहिए, इस हफ्ते तो मुझे पीनी पीनी है, लेकिन मेरे को वेट भी लूज करना है. how do you do that? How do you
So I
tackle?
tell them the consequences first, कि उसके बाद आपका फिर भी मन है तो पी सकते हो. I have to tell them the consequences, but I cannot monitor them standing there, with them. I can't do that. I can guide them, I can explain them.
Okay, ठीक है,
Yeah.
fair enough. I mean, consequences पता होने के बाद if you're taking such actions, then okay,
I
it's
think
all.
you one needs to be more mindful. If
बिल-
you're conscious enough to drink, you should be conscious enough to leave the glass. I tell them, नींबू पानी पी लो. नींबू पानी में क्या जा रहा है? आपको ग्लास पकड़ना है ना, for the sake of your husband or for the sake of people around. I mean, first of all, you want to be a people pleaser. You want to think you are looking cool by holding a glass. Okay, you hold your glass, but have नींबू पानी or plain water, soda डाल लो, whatever you want, like that. Why
so
not नींबू पानी?
so मैं ये मानता हूँ. I mean, this is a culture which is booming right now, पार्टी कल्चर जिसके अंदर अल्कोहल और इसका ये होता है. बट मैं ये बोलूंगा कि प्रॉब्ली, यू नो every once in a while, if someone wants to drink, they can. But if somebody is hell bent on some result oriented है, तो फिर obviously you will have to bloody be really focused and do the things which you have to do.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
ठीक है, सारे इंसान हैं, सबकी अपनी choices हैं.
सब अलग हैं, so we can't.
Right now, the last question which I want to ask you is, any particular advice which you would like to give to people, especially females, those who want to come in the space of nutrition coaching? कोई एक particular चीज. See, the reason why I'm asking this is, पिछले let's say 10 साल से थोड़ा सा पहले, so अभी मुझे 11-12 साल होने वाले हैं, अभी 12 साल, उस टाइम से लेके उससे थोड़े से पहले टाइम तक जितने भी हमारे डाइटिशियंस होते थे, सपोजिटली they were all females. Most of them were females,
Yeah.
clinical dietitians.
Yeah.
Okay. और वो ज्यादातर लोग जो इस फील्ड में प्रैक्टिस कर रही थी, वो सब कुछ इसलिए कर रही थी probably because many of them were given not enough choices. और वोकेशनल कोर्सेस कर लो, आपका कुछ तो
Yeah.
हो जाएगा.
Professional हो जाएगा. Yeah.
हाँ, मतलब आप न्यूट्रिशन के फील्ड में इसलिए नहीं आ रहे कि आपको किसी को सर्व करना है यार, यू रियली वांट टू चेंज द सच सिनेरियो ऑल अक्रॉस, बट यू जस्ट डिड इट क्योंकि आपको कहा गया था कि आप ये कर लो, एंड इट्स इजी. क्या करना है आपको? डाइट ही तो लिखनी है. हर हफ्ते आपको कैलोरी तो कम करनी है. 100 कैलोरीज कम कर दो, इस बार जूस पिला दो, अगली बार टमाटर खिला देना, उसके अगले हफ्ते प्याज खिला देना. तो
Yeah.
अब सबको
Yeah.
पता है, एवरीबडी नोज दिस काइंड ऑफ अ डाइट. एवरीबडी नोज डाइटिशियन क्या देने वाला है. 1500 कैलोरीज के बजाय अब मैं 1300 कैलोरीज देने वाला हूँ, तो क्या क्या कम करूंगा, ये कम कर दूंगा, इस हफ्ते कम. एवरीबडी डिड दैट फॉर अ लॉन्ग टाइम. Do you
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
anything, any advice for such, uh, for people who want to come into this space?
Yeah, so I believe, Nishant, first of all, the old conventional registered dietitians, they need to go back and revise their books again, or probably do a course again. Because I've had a lot of encounters with such kind of people wherein they just do not understand the hormone health or the gut health or the emotions and other aspects of a person, or even their mental health for that sake.
So,
They just want to give a certain amount of food and restrict other things. प्रोटीन ज्यादा दे नहीं सकते because उनको लगता है किडनी खराब हो जाता है and ये patient है. So I've had such encounters in the hospital itself.
and do you want to take any names? No?
No, I would not like to name anyone, but yes, I've had such encounters wherein I had to stop talking, in the sense wherein I had to tell myself, who am I arguing with and why? So let's stop and cut it off here.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. So,
Because if you are serving something, first of all, you got to have that passion and zeal to serve others. You got to know that you got to have that tangible, you should know how to have the tangible impact on others to change their lives. That is very important. सिर्फ bookish नहीं हो रहा है. Things are going beyond books. At times, I have seen calories do not work with some people.
yeah,
They have to increase. उनके hormones support नहीं कर रहे हैं इतनी कम calories को. They are not going to do a competition on the stage. You got to give them food.
yeah,
So,
बिल्कुल.
which these people, they do not understand.
एब्सोल्युटली. इनफैक्ट अभी रिसेंटली एक व्यक्ति हैं जिनको मैं ट्रेनिंग, ऑनलाइन ट्रेनिंग मेरे टीम में से कुछ दे रहे हैं, और उनकी पर्टिकुलर जो डाइट थी वो बहुत ही वैसी डाइट थी, एंड उन्होंने कहा कि भाई मुझे वेट लॉस करना है और ये सब करना है, बॉडी बनानी है. और इनफैक्ट आई डिड नॉट, आई मैंने उनको डाइट के लिए, जब मैंने उनको बोला कि आपको ये खाना है, इस तरीके से खाना है, और मैंने कोई कैलोरीज वगैरह कुछ काउंट वाउंट कुछ नहीं किया था. मैंने उनको सिर्फ प्रोटीन फैट का रेशियो बताया था और कार्बोहाइड्रेट जस्ट इन केस इफ यू आर फीलिंग समथिंग ऑफ दैट सॉर्ट. वो सब बहुत वैसी चीजें थी.
Yeah.
और उनका कैलोरी इनटेक अपने यूजुअल पर्टिकुलर उससे, इट वाज प्रोबेबली 500 कैलोरीज मोर, और मे बी समवेयर अराउंड 1000 कैलोरीज मोर, from probably 1500 calories to he's right now eating 2500 calories. And पिछले 8 महीनों में he came at 76, he is at 74 right now after eating that many calories. और मैं बहुत इस चीज को मैं शॉक हुआ. मैंने कहा कि आपकी कैलोरीज बढ़ने के बाद भी यू आर लूजिंग वेट. ओके. सो ये एक चीज मेरे दिमाग में हिट हुई और मैं कहा यार, सो कैलोरीज आर नॉट एवरीथिंग.
Yeah.
He has to move beyond. So that's a very good point which you made. So
To
is there
restore someone's health, to restore someone's hormones, we do not have to first say fix calories. We have to fix the right quality of food. That is important, I believe.
absolutely, absolutely. So is there any particular certification or course which you recommend?
The Integrative Institute of Nutrition US, and beyond that, I have studied functional medicine, and I'm still doing certain things for advanced courses.
If somebody wants to come into the fitness industry or maybe the nutrition space, what route should they take?
As
Let's,
in,
जैसे आपने integrative institute से ये किया and you came into this space. In
I came into the space because I had the passion, because I wanted to research. I think I was an investigator somewhere and I wanted to go deep. So I could do it. I do not
investigative
want, yeah, yes,
investigative journalism, something of that, which Gary Tobbs did, by the way. Gary Tobbs was an investigative journalist, huh?
yeah. So I being a media a person from that background, I was an investigator who wanted to dig deep, and so I got into that journey. But I think for the heck of nutrition, मैं ऐसे नहीं करती. Because I wanted my answers, I wanted to discover my own solutions and have my answers. And I did not want to listen to what the doctors were telling me. I wanted to get into the journey. I think you should have that zeal to do it.
Nonetheless, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि अभी हमें बहुत सारी चीज़ों के बारे में बातचीत करनी है और मुझे लगता है कि हमें शायद इसका पार्ट 2 करना पड़ेगा. और पार्ट 2 अगर इन पर्सन होगा तो बहुत अच्छा होगा. आई थिंक तब तक मेरे घर का सेटअप वगैरह विल बी कंप्लीट एंड वी कैन प्रॉब्ली मीट एंड डू दैट. And but it was wonderful talking to you. It was amazing. मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कि बहुत सारा इंसाइट बहुत सारे लोगों को मिला होगा कि क्या होता है, किस तरीके से होता है. एंड जस्ट नॉट दैट पॉपुलिस्ट अप्रोच, इट डज नॉट वर्क विद मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल. और हम लोग इसके बारे में और ज्यादा बातचीत करेंगे. एंड टिल दैट टाइम, सायोनारा.
Thank you so much, Nishant. It was lovely talking to you.
Thank you so much. We'll meet
Thank
again.
you.